Welcome back. The weekend is upon us, and it might be a good time to take in a movie.
James A. Molnar is the film editor of the Toledo Free Press. He joins us this morning with a look at the much-talked-about film, Noah. Good morning, James.
Good morning. How are you ladies doing?
We are well
We're
today.
good.
Looking forward to maybe taking in a movie this Friday. And Noah would be the one that we're all familiar with from the Holy Bible.
Yes, this is based on the relatively short 3 chapters in the Bible, and as you see there, it kind of spoils my whole spiel here.
No.
But it's okay.
Put that graphic away for now.
But that's okay. That's okay because as you see, I gave this 2 out of 5 stars, and let me explain myself.
Okay.
This movie is phenomenal in its technical prowess. This Industry Light and Magic, who does a lot of special effects for movies. This was their most their most complicated rendering in their company's history, and they were kind of founded for Star Wars to do visual effects. So the visual effects, the kind of production, art design of this movie is absolutely phenomenal. Interesting note that this movie is being released in 2D here, but is being released in 3D around the world. So maybe that's a sign that American audiences just don't like 2 or 3D movies anymore. But so yes, so this is inspired by the Bible story, and so I really want to stress that this is inspired by the Noah's Ark story and not a straight religious movie. And I think if you go in knowing that it's going to take a lot of liberties, you can enjoy it. But I think when the final credits roll, you kind of scratch your head. And I did hear some giggling last night at the movie, like, seriously, that this was the movie that we saw?
Oh, wow.
So I think this movie is kind of Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones meets the classic biblical
So not like
tale.
a Passion of the Christ. If you're a Christian and you're looking to see that whole story with its biblical references, this is not going to be really
No,
the same.
and as I was telling you right before we went on, I actually took out my Precious Moments Bible from when I was a kid, and I read the 3 chapters that this movie is loosely inspired by, and I'm like, okay, so you kind of get the essence of the whole Genesis creation story, but at the same time, I think it has to choose a road, and I don't think it chooses. It either should be a religious movie or based on inspired, but it tries to be middle of the road, and I think that's where it kind of has its downfall.
With Russell Crowe playing the lead, do you get that character development at least? Do you know who these people are?
Yeah, I would say the acting is really good. I mean, Jennifer Connelly's also in this movie, Ray Winstone, Emma Watson. So you get some really good acting, some really good character development, you kind of see part of Gladiator from Russell Crowe a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, it's not a bad movie, but there are also a few other movies coming to theaters that are in theaters this weekend. And as you see here, Jason Bateman's directorial debut, Bad Words, gets a wider release. It's in theaters this weekend. Wes Anderson's much talked about movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel, also in theaters. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is back in theaters once again with his Sabotage movie. Actually, his movie last year, The Last Stand, I didn't mind it. I'm not sure this one will probably be as good as that one. But yeah, so if you're looking for various fare, not really any kid fare movies out this weekend, but...
What's the Budapest Hotel one about?
That one, Wes Anderson did Moonrise Kingdom a few years ago. Absolutely phenomenal movie. This one is about set in a hotel, and I actually like going into his movies not knowing too much about the story, but it's about a concierge at a famous European hotel between wars, and kind of gives you a story about how the lobby boy who becomes his most trusted friend of the concierge.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, Wes Anderson.
So that one's supposed to be a really cool
quirky
movie.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll check those out, and thank you so much, James. We can always read your reviews over in the Toledo Free Press.
Absolutely.
All right, head on out and see whatever you would like this weekend. 2 out of 5 stars for the Noah.